What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday here. Hope you guys are having a great day. It is my third post today, and I'm going to be talking about ICP, Internet Computer Coin, and see what is going on in this market. Could it hit $8? What is the reasoning and a potential setup that could get this coin to $8? Could it actually happen? What it takes to get there? Going to be discussing some upside, downside targets, as well as the key price levels that this market needs to break in order to get to either one of those. I'm going to be giving you guys my personal opinion and sentiments on this market later in this video, so make sure to stick around. Now, lastly, none of this is financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor or an elite trader of any sort. Even though I am a profitable trader who's managed to keep most of my money in most of my profits in the last bear market, and I am looking to crush it in the next bull cycle here. So if you guys feel the same way, do hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and let's get right into the charts. All right, so this is my third post today. I'm not going to talk too long here, and I'm going to try to make it short and sweet for you guys. So this is ICP currently at about $3.70 in that area. What I'm looking at here is this weekly time frame, where it looks like there is a falling wedge that could potentially be breaking out. Okay, falling wedges are usually bullish patterns, and the measure move out of this pattern here. Let me see if I can get a clearer look on the 3-day time frame. Right, I just like to see 3 wicks touching on both the top and bottom trend lines. Okay, so we do have a much more clear falling wedge pattern on this 3-day time frame, right? So if you take the opening of this pattern and you put it on top of a potential breakout point. Okay, so in this case, I actually put it pretty conservatively down to about October 1st. That is just an example point. Okay, pick any point in the future on the top trend line of a pattern just to get a sample measurement of the breakout. Okay, now this is the measure targets, also the measure move. Do your own Google searches on what measure targets or measure moves mean. So it's basically an estimate of where the price action could go if it breaks out of the pattern. It could be over, under. Nothing is absolute in this market. Okay, just gonna take it for what it is. But if it breaks out by October 1st, which is pretty conservative at this point, which will give us a measure move above $8. Okay, $8.27. That's my reading here. Okay, if it breaks out later, it's going to be a lower measure target. Okay, assuming that the price action does not break down from this falling wedge pattern, because that could happen too. Falling wedge patterns usually break to the upside, but of course it could also break down. In that case, you're going to want to rechart this pattern if possible, if a falling wedge form is still intact, or you could be looking at another chart instead. Now, we're going to have quite a bit of resistance between the price action now and the breakout, which includes the 3-day 21, 3-day 50, which is the blue and the gray line here. The 3-day 200 SMA is currently at about $8. Which is basically where that measured move is around. Let's take a look into the weekly time frame, where both of the major moving averages on the weekly time frame are in the pattern. So it's going to be quite a bit of resistance within this pattern here. Potential double bottom here on this weekly time frame as well within this falling wedge pattern. So if we start getting weekly candle closes above $4.60 let's just say $4.60. I think that's close enough. That would tell me that this double bottom pattern is playing out and it has bullish divergence as well. That will give it more probability of a breakout of this falling wedge pattern, because if it actually breaks out of this double bottom pattern here, let me take that wick. I think it's not, you know, too exaggerated of a wick there. Well, but if you want to put it over here, right? Because that's, you know, we don't want to put it in the past. If we actually put it, you know, in the future, at least by 1 week, this is going to be pretty hard to see here. Okay. All right. That's just me doing it, on the recording here. Now, if it actually breaks out of this double bottom pattern, that will give a measure move of about almost $6, almost $6. So if we get weekly candle closes, let me see if we can get a earlier reading here. Maybe even a 3-day candle close. How about daily? Yeah, even if we get a daily candle close above $4.50, this would tell me, at least in my opinion, that this double bottom pattern on this weekly time frame is likely to be playing out. And if this plays out, and the price action, you know, reaches its measured target, obviously, then that's a breakout of this falling wedge pattern, right? So that's what I'm looking at here for ICP. I don't have ICP on my own, but if you guys want to continue seeing updates for this token, make sure to like, subscribe, leave me in the comment box below, and I will do it again if enough of you guys want to see it. Now, that's what I'm looking at on both the weekly and the daily time frame. On the upside, let's take a look on the downside as well and see what we could be dealing with if this thing fails. Let's go on the higher time frame so I can get a more consolidated view of the candles. On the monthly time frame, let's see here. So it looks like we already reached basically it's all-time lows here, right? It's already at it already reached the low here, all-time low at about $3.30, what I'm seeing here, right? Yeah, so it's very close to its lows. Let's see. So basically, is there a I mean, I don't think a fib retracement will work here because, you know, it's basically just going down. I need to take a fib retracement going up, and then I can get a an estimate of you know, a further downside. So I don't think that's gonna work. So I think for further downside, we're basically going to have to take estimates from this bottom trend line here. So if it continues falling down, the next move on this bottom trend line here, which would be an estimate, right? There are no other ways I know how to estimate this, because we were already at all-time lows at $3.30 in that area. So we can only really only just estimate from what we're working with here, which is a falling wedge pattern. So the next you know, the next move here would be based on this bottom trend line, which would be about $2.35 in that area. Okay. And you can basically continue extrapolating if the price action stays in this pattern. If not, we're gonna have to adjust the bottom trend line and see if it still fits a falling wedge form, right? If not, then, you know, we're gonna come back and see if we're looking at something else. So that is basically the downside, $2.30 area, 2030, 2035. If, you know, it comes down to this bottom trend line and this falling wedge form stays intact. Of course, my personal opinion is going to be heavily dependent on Bitcoin, as I keep saying, right? If you guys been watching me. So I'm really just looking for Bitcoin to avoid this double top pattern, which looks like it has a pretty good chance of avoiding at least in the short term, because it's coming back to retest this this weekly 200 SMA and the daily 200 SMA. Of course, it's still running within this rising channel pattern, which is still usually bearish, right? But if it actually comes back up to this top trend line, then we do have a cup and handle pattern that we're working with instead, and that looks a lot more bullish than what we have here. So it's going to heavily depend on what Bitcoin does. Come back to check my opinions on this market. And this basically wraps up my update for ICP. Like, subscribe, comment. See you guys. Have a great rest of the day.